Super Heavies, Flameswordsman, and Ojamas. I was waiting for this. What's good, YouTube? It's Itachi from Itachi's Wars back again for another card reaction video. And it seems that Konami has been giving Link monsters. Now, this is the one thing I have been glad Konami's been doing lately. They know that a lot of decks out there need Link monsters because a lot of decks extra deck heavy. So you need to give these decks extra Link monsters. And I'm glad that Konami's seeing that and they're doing it. Some Link monsters are better than others for other decks, and it's like, whatever. But they're doing it, and I'm glad they're doing it fast. But they need to do it a little bit faster. Because I know people are tired of waiting. And then half the time when they do make Link monsters for decks, sometimes we don't, on the TCG side, we don't even get them. So I'm hoping we get these somewhat fast. So that's what I'm hoping. But let me read these effects and see what they do. Now the Flame Swordsman one, I already knew about it. I just didn't do a video on it. The only reason I wanted to do a real video is because the Ojama's one, but I might as well do this since they're all together. The first one, the Mighty Flame Swordsman. It's a Link 2 Fire Warrior monster, Link effect monster with 1300 attack, head points left and bottom left. Materials 2 monsters with different names. Not hard in most decks. You only use its second effect once. All warrior monsters gain 500 attack, so that's a just continuous cycle altogether. And if this Link summon card is destroyed by battle card, if you target one warrior monster in graveyard, except the Link monster, switch summon that monster, but if the monster leaves the field, it is banished. Flame Swordsman is not really a deck. You really just see it like randomly. And you can see some Flame Swordsman cards in like a random deck that they made for like warriors or something. But this is even getting like warrior decks all together. So if you have a good warrior deck, you can play this in. You could probably play this in 6 Sams. You could probably play this in what's another good warrior deck. You could probably put it in here. Well, I mean heroes have their own wing monsters. I don't think they really need it. But I mean, just warrior decks in general, you could probably just slide this in if you want to just have the one zone, and if there's something that gets destroyed, you get special on something else. So it's not bad. Ojama Emperor. Link 3 Light Beast, Link effect monster with attack is 0. Its Link arrows is bottom left, bottom right. So it points 3 down. That's great. Because Ojamas have what? Ojamas have what? 3? Is it 3 fusions? Or is it only 2 fusions? I thought they got a new fusion, but I might be wrong. So 2 fusions so far. Its first effect is if you only use its third effect once by name. And first effect, if Ojama Country is on the field, this card gains 3,000 attack and cannot be destroyed by card effects. That's a lit effect. Because this is like another boss monster for them. This is not just a Link monster. This is like a boss monster altogether. So now that you have Ojama Country on the field, you can keep Ojama Country on the field. This is a 3,000 beat stick that can't be destroyed by card effects. So they're going to have to run into this. No debating. They're going to have to run into it. If this card is attacked and your opponent takes any battle damage, you would have taken it instead. So even if you don't have Ojama Country on the field, your opponent takes any damage, you would have taken it if it is destroyed by battle. That's wild. Link is effect 3, target one Ojama in your graveyard, except the Link monster, special summon that monster, but you cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck this turn except fusion monsters. That's not harder than Ojamas. Ojamas usually only fuse anyway. So that's kind of lit too, because you think about it like this. You can put the fusions back on the field with this card. This card lets you just special summon them back. So you couldn't put Ojama King or Ojama Knight on the field with this effect if you had it on the field and got destroyed or something. That's actually lit, because then if you can get him on the field, Ojama King and Ojama Knight, you can lock your opponent out of use summoning monsters, and it's hard to get rid. They can't get rid of your Link monster, huh? If you have Ojama Country on the field, that's nasty. So then you'll have a 3,000, 2,500 attack monster on the field. I like that. That makes me want to make Ojamas again. Super Heavy Samurai Scarecrow. So Link 1 Earth Machine Link effect monster, attack 0, Link bottom left. 1 Super Heavy monster. So it's generic. It's 1 Super Heavy monster you can make. You only can use the second effect of this card's name once returned. This card cannot be used as a Link material. If there are no spells and traps in the graveyard, battle damage involving this card becomes 0. That's basic. You're not supposed to have any spells and traps in Super Heavies anyway. You don't play spells and traps in Super Heavies anyway. You do play 1 spell, but it banishes itself, so you're not worried about it. If there are no spells and trap cards in your graveyard, you could discard 1 monster from your hand, then target 1 super heavy samurai monster in your graveyard, switch some of that monster in defense position to a zone this card points to on the side of your field. The only problem I have with this card itself is the link. That's a link 1. I think that's my only problem with it, because the way I see it, super heavies is not a spam based deck. You can get your super heavies out. I would rather this monster had been a link 2, just so you can do more synchro plays than just a link 1, which I understand why it's link 1. They don't want you to waste too many cards making it, and then you'll have more room for your synchros. But it's like, now that you only points 1 down, you only have room to play the 1 synchro. So your objective really is to get a big synchro monster up that can't be messed up by a lot of things. Which super heavies have a lot of good synchros, but not too busted synchros. Susanoo was like, I think one of their best ones. And I think the only thing he really does is take spells and traps from your opponent and then banishes them. And then the train one banishes spells and traps from grave and does damage to your opponent, something like that. So I think that's the one thing I have a problem with the super heavy one. It's like I said, some link monsters are better than others. Like, if I would compare the super heavy machine link monster to the Ojama link monster, the Ojama one sweeps, because it's like a boss monster to them now. With the super heavy one, it's just supposed to help them get their extra deck monsters out. But some decks, extra deck monsters are great, but they're not good. They're not, like, I don't know, can make the game like more, like, I don't know. I'm just talking on my ass right now. But that's gonna be the end of the video. Tell me what you think of these 3 monsters. I like them. I really love the Ojama Emperor. Like, I like Ojamas anyway, but the Ojama Emperor is my favorite. Let me know in the comments which one's your favorite, why you think it's been. If you disagree with what I said in this video, let me know in the comments. And if you want Konami to hurry up and make more and more links for other decks that need it, also let me know in the comments. But I'm releasing you from this Genjutsu. Peace.